Hi everyone. I am drying my paprikas because of course there was one that had gone bad because yeah, I still buy my food from the supermarket. I don't know where I'm going to prop this. I'm going to prop this on my toaster. Ew. Now I can see that this isn't clean. Um okay. I'll prop this here. I hope I don't, yeah, the speaker will. So let me just hold it. I know how to use one hand to do things because women are superhuman. I was just watching something on LinkedIn, and a certain lady, the young lady, is talking about how um, so this young lady is probably in her 20s, probably, like if I were to guess, or late teens. I can't tell when I look at white people because they're either mature for their age or they look mature for their age. So I can't tell. So she's talking, and she's talking about how like girls need to be rowdy sometimes. And I was thinking, but in which world will a black woman be allowed to be rowdy? Because if you're rowdy, if you're labeled, even labeled as rowdy, loud and proud like me, kichwa ngumu, manga, lelo, they are words for women like us. And those words don't necessarily have a positive connotation. So everything is a trade-off, meaning it comes at a cost if you decide to be loud and proud. It means ndio maana hana bwana is one of the things they'll say about you, that, oh, no wonder she doesn't have a husband. As if men were God's gift to womankind and not the other way around. By the way, that's biblical. It's women are the gifts, women are the prize. Women, if there's anything you pick from anything I say ever on any of my videos, it is that you're the prize. In fact, let me digress from there a little bit, or rather stay on that train for a bit. Because you're the prize, when a man decides to scent mark you, you know what this is, sis. It's that thing he does when he's introducing you to his guy friends so as to make sure none of them snatches you away from him. I know I've said on one of these videos that men are not handbags or pets that can be stolen. Women are, though. We are a sum total of our 5 closest friends, right? So I might meet, by the time I meet a man, and I am the gift here, I'm the prize, right? So by the time I meet a man, I don't know what his friends are like, at least not for a while, especially because we live in a culture where there's so much competition and testing, and masculinity is measured by sexual prowess and bank accounts, like how much money you have in your wallet or in your bank account. So, and personally, me here as I am standing, I am more interested in the money you have in your savings, in your treasury bills and bonds, the money you have in assets. And a car is not an asset. I had to yell that one out because the minute you leave with it from the showroom, the price depreciates. That, by definition, is not an asset. An asset is like a piece of land in the middle of nowhere before a new government decides to build a highway across it. Of course, as long as that government is not Ruto's, where you either wind up dead or disinherited, or Uhuru Kenyatta's, or any of those people who they take things because they learned from the colonial master. So anyways, and we know our independence as Kenyans was negotiated. It was only fought for by the people. Our first president negotiated it, which is why the Kenyatta family has so much wealth and owns, what is it now, 2/3 or half of Kenya? Is it more? I would not be surprised if it's more. After UK was president, sending flowers to nurses in the UK while our own nurses at Kenyatta National Hospital are dying like flies during COVID because they don't have the correct kits to keep their patients alive. And we have power rationing that has had nurses I know, and I've worked at Kenyatta, by the way. Nurses that I know have been there doing CPR chest compressions because stima imepotea. There's a power outage. And then if she needs to pee, or there's another patient who's more critical, she leaves him to die. Not because she's a bad person, but because she's only human. But I digress. Oh, of course. Did you notice that both of them are men? One is a hustler, one is a rich kid who grew up seeing daddy on the face of money that he used to buy ice cream. Privileged child. And then the other one is a hustler who has forgotten where he came from. Not all men, but always a man. And now do we even have an opposition? Not all men, but always a man. Look at the people who voted no. Look at the 26 female heroes we have in Kenya. Look at how Nakuru is doing since women came to power. Look at Millie. Hey, someone I want to call a leader. You know, there are times when I want to just associate as Luo because I have the name Ogugu. Because I look at Luo women, I look at people like Adero Angawa, and the way she's out here advocating for women in Migori. Fighting for the rights of women who are being disinherited. Like, and I ask myself, what are we doing as Kisii women? What are we actually doing for people? Fred Obachi Machoka is doing things. Look at the ranch. Look at how he's empowered Maasais. Look at how much he's loved. He doesn't even did a fence. I said volunteering in Kajiado in 2008. He used to go and ask, kwa Fred ni wapi? And I am proud to say I know Fred Obachi Machoka personally. He's a wonderful human being who deserves all the good things that happen to him. But also I digress, because this one is not about men today. I am so sleep deprived. I was up all night, meaning I am irritable. So we were talking about how this girl is talking about how women need to be rowdy. And I'm like, must be nice to be white. Because we have phrases for women who are rowdy. We actually have words in our tribal languages for women who are rowdy, for women who are loud, for women like me. And I've kept saying this in my own mother's presence, who is she's happily single, which is why I'm the way I am. Are you seeing the way my skin is glowing? Are you seeing the way my stomach is flat? I almost raised my dress, Jesus. I have not given birth, and I have 3 fibroids, 3. Before Pendo Tips, I was just exercising and being a good SDA and minding my business. I'm not entirely a good SDA because I curse sometimes. It's a thing I need to. I really am working on it. It's a vice. I count it as a vice that I want to change. The sun. I feel like I have a hangy. Where? So anyways, you will go with me downstairs to pick my clothes. As you have seen, my house looks like a laundry room. I told you guys before, this is how we live in the abroad. I love these large windows. I'm going to soon build a house that has large windows like this. We are manifesting. Those are my deras. They're already dry. They drained water. Because I have trust issues since my clothes went missing. My actual thongs and Victoria's Secret's underwear, which were a gift. So annoyed. People just... And my Mama Africa leso from Malindi. Sasa what if they had taken the one I got from Lamu? Ningekuwa wapi? Where would you be collecting me from? So anyway, I would be weeping to this day. But let me lock this door as I go outside. So anyways, I was talking about women not being able to be rowdy. Because at what cost? At what cost? You're rowdy and then men rape you. Because that happens in Kenya. See, we know that femicide is high right now. I want to show you something funny. This is where the pettiness has gotten me to. I am not touching anyone's goods because they will ignore me and still expect me to collect the Amazon packages. I am not Jesus. I was not sent to die for the world. And I'm in a season of matching energy. If you're nasty to me, I will be nasty right back. And for me, it's nasty by silence. I can't afford to, I don't have brute force. I'm not yet properly trained in martial arts. I can defend myself a little bit, but I don't pick fights with men. I could wind up dead. Especially angry black men. So anyways, or angry white ones, or privileged white ones, like just being a black woman is hard. So, women cannot afford to be rowdy when they are black, and this is why. Your safety net is in your community, and community is... So let me give you an example. Very many therapists are quick to tell people, Ati, if you're annoyed with your mother or your father or whoever has annoyed you, Ati just cut them off. And I look at white people and roll my eyes because I'm like, excuse me, if I cut off my mother, first of all, I believe I am cursed. I mean, I am quite liberal, but I believe I am cursed. Oh, and by the way, I have given my mother the silent treatment for 2 years, so you can already tell. Christian guilt eats you up until you're able to work through it with a therapist. And how much is that? That's a roughly 37. Well, let's say roughly 15 to 37 or 40 euros per session. I don't have that kind of money, kids. I really don't. Because am I doing a cleaning job that will pay me what it will pay me 5 times what I'm paying in rent? Yes. But am I paying the black tax? Yes. Because we child-free people, for all our, oh, you know you are selfish. How are you not someone, mtu alikuzaa, why are you not giving birth? For all the nonsense you people tell us, you people with children, we are out here educating kids. We are out here caring for children who are either orphaned or whose parents had no business becoming parents. Yeah, we are cleaning up your messes. You know, when you die, we are the ones taking over your kids. When you're sick, we are the ones taking them to school. When etc. And by the way, I cannot blame people for falling sick. I am human. I do stupid things and I fall sick. Also, genes. Also, generational trauma. Also, people fall sick because our bodies are imperfect. We're waiting for Jesus to come and give us perfect bodies. Especially those of us who are black, dark black people. But let me tell you something. Yeah, my clothes were not stolen. I am happy. This is a gratitude moment. So anyways, and they're fresh. They smell like sunshine. I don't know why people would not put their clothes out to dry. Or should you dry them in the dryer? Global warming, we are not responsible for all the floods and the droughts we are suffering in Africa, Asia, and India. We wash clothes by hand. Our soap is biodegradable because we make soap at home with basic ingredients. I remember reading this joke that said, please don't look at us when you see videos of turtles and dolphins choking on polythene bags. That's not the thing that's funny. The thing that's funny is the statement that follows. Because every African household has a paper bag full of other paper bags behind the door, somewhere in the kitchen, under cushions, sofa cushions, under mattresses. We collect polythene bags. Every African household and I have visited many African and Asian and Indian and whatever household, I have seen it. We do not waste. We don't waste food. If anything, we probably get primary liver cancer from aflatoxins because we know the groundnuts have gone bad. But who is your mother to throw out food? Every African, Asian, Indian, Arab can relate to this conversation right now. We are not wasteful. So the people who are responsible for fast fashion are the ones who should be paying whatever fees to be paid for global warming, because I'm sat here thinking how America is sat there on a high horse, killing people, killing children like houseflies because they think they're superior because they don't have melanin. Very moronic considering how protective melanin is. But again, I digress. Now you see, this is what I was saying. Some of these things you're not able to say back in my home country or on my continent, depending on the country. And by the Africa is not a village. I am the only one allowed to say that because I'm a black person and I'm female. Life is hard for me. So what was I saying? I was saying that it comes at a cost. Everything comes at a cost. So for me, since I do not think of marriage as aspirational and I have no interest in having children through birth, I can afford to be loud and proud. And since my mother has given up all hope, because I've literally told her, show me one man who is worthy of me. The silence is usually very deafening. The silence is always deafening because I'm one of those people who, tough exterior, soft caramel center. Ask the man I was with. Cooking, cleaning, humbling myself. I will even serve food on my knees when I love someone. But the day They cross me. Let's just say we will match energy. Oh, look at those stairs. I have gone up and down those stairs, God knows how many times today. And there's Amazon packages waiting for me at the door because I will not remove them. I am petty because I've decided to go by the words of a famous friend of mine who shall remain unnamed, so that his woman doesn't come after me. Good girls don't finish. You know, they say good girls finish. No, we don't finish. Good girls wind up pregnant, married to crapheads, financially devastated by separation and divorce, wind up as single moms, wind up with disinherited. Look at all the good women you know. All of them. Who, unfortunately, were convinced that there are good men left. Yeah. So this is why I'm loud and proud. This is why I advocate for people. Because I remember someone actually telling me recently, like, oh yeah, you know, your personality is like this. So it's going to be tricky for us to engage with you in certain work. And I looked at my screen, I had this faraway look, and they're like, I hope you understand. I'm like, oh no, I understand you very clearly. And for that reason, I mean, I'm not interested at all in toning down my personality for a job. At least so that you get me to stop saying, or for a man. I don't care how good your sex is. Because I remember, actually, speaking of good sex, someone telling me, Sharon, that wokeness of yours, you'll not manage it in Germany. That is the day I decided that man was not going to sleep with me again. I was like, he's too nye for me. He's too tone policing. I take tone policing so seriously that I will deny myself good sex. Because I'm like, there's plenty of D out here. There are so many men in the world that I should deny myself my own voice and my authentic existence for mano. Babes, do you know that my mother and my grandmother and my great-grandmother were single? So, my great-grandmother was widowed and disinherited, and she found a way to make sure her kids thrived. All of them except one is dead. She's also gone. But my grandmother is that person who was like, me, I'm not happy in this marriage, and she left. She was like, me, I'm just not happy. She's now 70-something. And I used to think that she was evil for doing that because I was raised in the church. And not just any church, the Seventh-day Adventist church. And then one day I woke up and I realized, wait, you've given your 11 years, your youth, your virginity, primary and secondary, to a man. You've been taken to shags. You've been introduced to all the relations. Where are they now? Where are they now that you guys are broken up? No one has even. You know, give me Sharon's email address. I need to write her now that she's blocked all of us. It must be the stress of the breakup. Let's talk to her. She was a member of this family for 11 years. I think that should mean something. She contributed money to this family. She did all these things. Yeah, surely, there must be some ounce of humanity in her, even if she broke up with our brother. No one. What are they doing? Bas baba. I'm laughing because Anne and I coined that. We were like, oh, bas baba. Sorry. Oh, she left. And you know why I'm laughing? Because I've been crying. I've been crying from like last week when I sat down and I realized, imagine you were brought to Germany as a glorified whore. Like, this man used the phrase, as many fuckboys are doing these days, that I want to marry you, and these are his actual words, I'm investing in a wife, to hide the fact that he was just looking for someone to give him regular coochie, while he figures out his life. How do I know this? Every man I know, and I know many men from around the world. Like, I know men from every single continent. Every continent. Like, personally, Ile, I know you, not that you're an internet personality. I know someone from Samoa. I know someone from, like, I know men from different. When a man meets a woman he's ready to settle with, they all have a universal language. I knew when I saw her that I wanted to make her my wife. And that became my life mission. Why? Because men gain so much from having a wife. In fact, research has proven, and I was listening to this yesterday because, again, I stayed up all night, doing my thesis because I'm fired up. I have an accountability partner in the name of Alex. I don't want to share his full names because I don't have his consent. But Alex has literally offered to just walk with me this journey. And I'm like, oh God, now I see why sisters are moving over and crossing over. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should date outside the race. It's not fair for me to make hasty generalizations about white men when there are such wonderful white men out here that I have met. All of maybe, how many are there? And they're all younger, by the way. Not the boomers. I'm meeting incredible men. The ones who are not entitled to our bodies, the ones who are not fetishizing us, the ones who love us for our brains, the ones who don't stare at our asses, the ones who don't touch us unless we touch them first because consent is sexy and they understand that it is a loud, resounding yes. That is their definition of consent. Not, I bought you a drink, now I want to see you naked, or send me a pic, or pick my calls at 11 p.m. Nairobi men, mumeni chosha. Kenyan men, you've made me tired. Which is why I remember someone telling me that they cared for me and that they would call me because I was going through something tough. And unfortunately, because I have been friends with men, I see right through their BS, and I saw it. And I was like, is my guy going to call me? He's a workaholic who's married to his job. True to that, he didn't call me. I'm the one who was making contact with him last night to inform him of some decision. And we're doing business together of some decision. I only do business with men now. Gotten out of my rotation phase, so I'm in the biashara phase. So I'm sat here thinking, the only thing men are good for because of the wage gap, their money. Really, their money. Because research has proven that the happiest women are the ones who are single and child-free. Actual research. Scientists. Actual research has proven that. And then, well, of course, we're also looking at who is this that they're researching and are black people, brown people represented. Let me tell you, Maina. I have not met a happy married person in a very long time. I have not met one. Even baby mamas are miserable out here. Single moms are happier. It's tough financially, but when they have a female like me as a friend, or they have a female tribe like mine, where you can trust Sharon with your kids, you can go out on a date, you can go for your business meetings. In fact, correction, when they have money, because all these things just need money. So when they have money, they are fine.